Awesome. Okay. But let's retry this. All right. What's going on, everybody? Try to cut that out. Yeah. Okay. We're watching CWA here tonight. 1989. We're still rocking and rolling with that. We're going into February 4th and 11th, and I'm super excited about it. Like I said, we have Scott Steiner, who is looking amazing for a rookie. Right now, this is before he goes to national television on TBS with WCW and NWA with Rick Steiner. We got Dutch Mantel and Jerry Lawler feuding. Jerry Lawler's the world champion, the unified WCCW and AWA titles, and also heel Ricky Morton, singles run. Really fun stuff. Lisa, welcome in here. I got to open up Twitch here also. Let me open up Twitch and Creator Studio. Here we go. Yeah, Lisa, welcome in here. Thank you very much for coming. Yeah, it was me. Yeah, I'm going to try to cut that out after it gets rocking and rolling on the YouTube side. On Twitch, I don't think that's a possibility, but either way, here we are. We're ready to go. To jump in here, folks. Thanks for coming through. Memphis Wrestling.
Hello again, everybody. What you got for us? Lance Russell's on vacation this week. We've got a big championship wrestling
Lance this week
coming up for you. We're going to have in here Brian Lee going against Rick Morton.
Yeah, Brian Lee's here too.
Jerry Lawler in action today. We will have what we're hoping to have time for, a match in which Tracy Smothers and Scott Steiner will be going against Jimmy Golden and Frankie the Thumper Lancaster, but that's
there we
not
go.
all.
Tag teams, Smothers and Steiner.
CWA title match coming up right here on Championship Wrestling. That is the action coming up today. There is plenty of it. We hope you'll stay right here. Maybe pick up the phone and call somebody and tell them, hey, get ready. They got a big one on Championship Wrestling today. It's coming up. Stay with us. We'll be back with the opening match in just a moment.
Smothers and Steiner, what a team. This is shortly before Lance goes and gets a little WCW run. Oh, shit. Get through this tunage just a little bit.
Yates and they're just waiting for the music there.
Try to get past the music.
Out of Australia.
If anything's going to get me, it's going to be the music.
Here comes the exotic one. This is ballet, Miss Linda. This match going to be now. Free Jerry Calhoun.
Yeah, we got Dundee and Street still tagging. Mostly a yawn for me, honestly. I like Street, but I don't really like Dundee.
The whole thing. Bill Dundee said, hey, y'all ready? We're ready.
What's up, John? Welcome in here, man.
Referee sends one good, outside across the way. Looks like Alan Yates is going to be starting
for this team. And
on the other side, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Dundee? Is it going to be Street starting? It looks like it's going to be Bill Dundee and Dutch Mantel out here. Dutch?
Yes, I'm out here. Now, you didn't let everybody know the big news. You sit out here and you talk 2 whole hours, and you didn't tell everybody that I'm a new CWA heavyweight wrestling champion. Now, did you?
No, I didn't. And yeah, you have the belt. There's no doubt about it.
I have the belt, and I'm going to keep the belt. See, Jerry Lawler paid off a championship committee. He got that world's title back. But I am never without a belt for too long. And I went out and I took that Wendell Cooley and I whooped him 7 ways from Sunday, and now I am the champion.
Took 2 of you to take that belt off Wendell Cooley. You and Ricky Morton, too.
No, you're wrong. It didn't take. It just took me by myself. Ricky Morton wasn't even there that night. I know for a fact where he was. He was in Dallas, Texas. The Lone Star Cafe was exactly where it was. He was playing a guitar behind David Allen Cole.
Dutch
That's
there.
exactly where
like
it was,
that.
and I was whooping. Wendell
I'm
Cooley
still
right in
out
the
here
middle of
rocking
the
it
ring.
in the
Well,
YouTube
that's certainly
streets,
not the
isn't
way
it?
we've heard the story from other reliable sources.
Dylan, welcome
there.
in here.
That's your story. But
What
we've heard
reliable sources you trying
Ricky
to-
Morton was right there, and it took the two of you to get Wendell Cooley. But
Look at this Bill Dundee. He's breaking every rule in the book. Him and that whatever it is over there in the corner, that Adrian Street, breaking every rule in the book, just like Wendell Cooley tried to do. But you see, you can't break the rules consistently and expect to be a winner.
well, I hope
am a
you'll
winner.
keep that in mind. I hope you will keep that statement in mind. Now, you hurt Wendell Cooley. You got a match scheduled here today. and maybe
Guitar.
we can
What's up,
settle who
Scrunk?
that belt really does belong to.
Well, maybe we
Welcome
can sell
in
it, but
here.
let me tell you one thing about Wendell Cooley. Wendell Cooley, if you got all your facts straight, you said, we hurt him or something. Yes, we did hurt him. I hurt him. And he will not be here today because he's having trouble walking around. It's sort of hard to walk when you're in a wheelchair and you can't quite get those legs underneath of you.
Well, you hurt him all right, but we have been told that he said he will be here today. If there's any way he can make it, as long as the doctor releases him, he'll be here today. And we'll settle who that belt belongs to once and for all in
Continuing
the
on.
ring.
When
The
I
Memphis-
got through with Wendell
Memphis
Cooley,
Sunday
he was
night path here.
delirious. He was almost comatose.
In
He
February.
was crying, and nobody likes to see a man cry. Not even their ex-wives like to see him cry. And he had big crocodile tears coming out of his eyes. Saying, "Please, Mr.
Getting ready for the-
Mantel,
for the
let me go,
weekend.
let me go." But no, I finished the job. Now he
Did a
is
Sabu
empty, and he
stream
will not
last
be here
night.
today.
For about 2 hours with a bunch of cool
Adrian
matches
Street
if you're
with a
interested in that.
And Adrian Street
tribute
and
stream.
Bill Dundee come up with a victory here over the team of Alan Yates and David Elder.
Big deal.
About 4 minutes of the action there. Street and Dundee looking very good in here. What we were able to see after having to deal with Dutch over here. I tell you what, Dutch, we'll see you back out here later on, and we'll see how that CWA title goes down here on television.
Where's
today.
that sidekick of yours, Lance? He afraid to show up today?
He's off today. We're going to take
Where's
a
that
break. We'll be
CWA
back in a minute.
representative guy?
And tag team action coming up here in the ring right now. We got Mike Masters, Rodney Napper, and Chris Frazier. Oh, here they come, the Japanese team, waving that rising sun flag. The team of Samurai Shogun and P.Y. Chuhai with Tojo
Chuhai.
Yamamoto.
P.Y. Chuhai.
Referee
Oh, dude,
Jerry
it was super
Calhoun
fun.
will settle it all out to one
Yes,
apiece.
we played a bunch of good
Phil
matches.
Hickerson, known now as P.Y. Chuhai.
A
walking
few that I
around
hadn't
here.
seen.
Very large
Some of his
team
career
on the
was
Japanese side. The total
so
weight is
good.
1,019 pounds.
So-
Across
such a
the way,
unique career.
640 pounds. Just give you some idea of how big all three of these guys are over here. Samurai Shogun and P.Y. Chuhai.
That's awesome.
See who's going to be starting. Well, there's the ceremonial bow, and it looks like Mr. Hickerson, better known as P.Y. Chuhai, will be
Actually showed
starting
a
against Rodney
1991
Napper.
RVD.
Napper out of Halls,
He wasn't
Tennessee.
RVD, of course,
Giving away
versus
lots
Sabu in
and lots of
1991 in USWA.
Hickerson just hammered
Holy
it back
shit.
on the rope. Off the rope.
It was pretty
Doug
fun.
Mantel back out here. Doug,
Pretty fresh out of the Sheik
well, we had
Dojo
this
at that
settled, a
time.
few minutes ago. You got a match coming up in a few minutes with that belt on the line. That belt
Let me tell
that
you,
you and Rick Morton took off Wendell Cooley.
Is Wendell, is the Wildcat Wendell Cooley, is he here?
Oh, that's
He's
awesome.
not here yet.
No,
We had a lot of
he's
tapes,
not.
ain't got a
He'll be here because
VCR.
You didn't believe what I said, but I never tell a lie. I said out here, I'm telling the straight truth. I'm like
really
Dan
cool.
Rather on CBS Evening News. I always tell the truth when it presents itself. Wendell Cooley will not be here.
Well,
I feel real good about it, too.
we're still hoping that he will be here because the
Ted
word
Bundy
is
still wishes he was alive, too. But he's not, and you can wish all you want to. But Wendell Cooley, thanks to me, and I did the wrestling fans a favor out here. I run that bogus wrestler off because he can't wrestle, he can't talk, he can't even drive a car, he can't play a guitar, he can't do nothing, he can't even read a paper. I doubt if he can sign his name. I did you people a favor by hurting him and getting him out of the wrestling profession.
They should
I
have
don't
put
think you got
that
him out of
Dutch
the
little
wrestling
circle in the
profession.
bottom
You and
left-hand
Morton
corner or
did
something.
hurt
It's
him.
very
You
distracting.
teamed up
Ricky
on it.
Morton had absolutely nothing to do with it. I wish you would not slander his name anymore, Dave Brown, because, you know, there's legal laws against that stuff like that.
Interesting, Joe.
Truth is a defense, and the truth is that Ricky Morton was right there, and it took both of you to beat Wendell Cooley, and as a result, you're walking around with a belt.
What do you base this on?
I base it on being told by people who were there and saw the thing with their eyes.
Great move by Phil Hickerson. A great move. It reminds me of one of the moves I use.
Fucking
And I
Robert
like these
Gibson.
Japanese
Son of a bitch.
wrestlers here because they don't.
That's
take
why I like
no
this here so
bull.
much.
They
We get a
in there and
singles,
they take
Ricky Morton
whatever
run.
presented, just like I do. Just like I do. Only one thing would make this match better if
Damn.
I was in there beating
Kill
these
this dude
boys up.
with some chops.
And the same thing would be happening to
Double
those
hand
guys on the
chop.
other side of the ring. It's happening to them right now. They'd be getting the dog beat out of them. Yes, sir, right there.
Well, there, take care.
You see that guy on his back? Looks a lot like Wendell Cooley, doesn't he? You know, they made a Wendell Cooley doll one time. Every time he set it up, kept falling over his back. Couldn't even stand up. It didn't sell many.
There's a cover. Count is 1, 2, and 3. He got him. So the Japanese team of Samurai Shogun and P.Y.
Beat the hell out of him with that fucking kendo stick, dude.
Yamamoto with a kendo stick.
Yeah.
Yamamoto.
Leaves the ring. They've got
Tojo
Ron
loves to do
Napper tied up in
that.
there.
Just
3
beat the
against
piss
1.
out of somebody, especially a jobber.
Yeah.
That
Come on,
kendo
this is
stick.
unnecessary. Get him out of there, Tojo.
Great. Hey, Tojo, very good. Very good. Yeah. Very good, Tojo. I like it.
I liked old Dutch on
Tell you why.
Smoky Mountain
Yeah,
commentary.
they get the win. 2 minutes for you. I know they liked it. They got a
I
victory
want
and
this
then try to
camera
hurt
to
the
come
guy.
in, get a good shot of Dutch Mantel, the new CWA heavyweight champion. Jerry Lawler went out and begged and cried and carried on and got that unified belt back, but I'm still after it. But to get it, I had to get this first.
It's old Double J.
Go ahead.
Hey, this is
Just
my
ramble
interview.
all you want.
Wait a minute. Wait just a minute.
Now, Dutch. Now, Dave, I just want to interrupt.
Wait a minute. What do you? What is that?
Just hold on. Now, Mr. Mantel, I've sat back.
Hey, hold the noise down. I'm doing conducted business here. If you don't mind, shut up.
I've sat back there long enough, Dutch, and I've listened to lie after lie. You know the other night in that town in Kentucky where you said that you beat Wendell Cooley?
No, I didn't say
Well,
I
tell
beat him.
these people-
I did beat him like a low-life egg-sucking dog.
That's right. You and Rick
What?
Morton in a chair.
No.
Yes.
No.
And when I was
I guess
leaving,
I'm a
the
liar.
sponsor
No,
of the school
yes,
came
no,
up and said,
yes, no,
hey, I don't
yes.
like how Dutch Mantel won that belt, and I filmed
It's
the matches.
the
So I
Zodiac.
said, can I have your tape for about a week, and I'll send it back to you.
That is old
So
baby
I've
jump,
got the
Jarrett.
tape right here, and if you'll play it in the next segment,
Yes, sir.
Dave Brown, it'll prove to not only you, Dutch Mantel, you know it, Dave, that he didn't win that title fair and square. You had a chair, and Rick Morton
How do I
did
know
help
that's
you.
a match right there?
Well,
Wait,
you
let
just
me
wait.
let me
You
see
just
the
wait.
second.
Come on. Somebody shot that with a home recorder and they want it back.
I don't
We're just
care
gonna
who
story about
shot it.
You've been telling us what happened.
No,
Let's
look.
just see what
This is
happened.
Return of the
I
Living
got it
Dead,
now,
bro.
and
What
I
are you
like to
talking
keep
about?
My matches, especially when I win them. But, you know, let me see. Oh, whoa, wait a
Son
minute.
of a
Wait a
bitch.
minute. Hey, Jeff, I think they'd give you some kind of defective tape here, you know. I tell you, I think I would write to that Japanese company, and that's what I think of your tape, pal.
Mantel, you ain't no champion. That right there
He
was
is.
going to prove to everybody
Dylan,
that
you
you're
always
a
puffing on
stinking
that
champion,
cigar,
and
right?
Rick Morton in a chair helped you win that title. Mantel, you know what I think of you as a champion?
Son of a bitch. That was disrespectful. Jarrett's wearing a jacket. Looks like he's about to go do like a country music show around this time. A lot of those big dudes used to rock those rhinestone, super flashy
Let me tell you one thing. Bring that Randy
jackets.
Hale, get him in the back. Get Eddie Martin, get whoever you got to get. Wendell Cooley ain't going to be here. Oh, I got to
Whoa,
say, let's
John.
see if Jeff Jarrett,
That's a
oh
cool
yeah,
bit
he
of,
can slap somebody and walk off. Let's see if
history
he can back
there.
it up
Dutch
in the
and
ring.
Tojo were
And if he-
Southern
if he's
tag
got
champs
any
in
kind of
1981.
grunt, I'll put the belt up. If all I want him to do
Yeah,
is
Dutch,
climb his little low
Dutch been around for a long
bucket
ass time.
in that ring, and let's see how big a man he is then. Let's get him out here.
You're going to put the belt up against Jeff today? I tell you what, we'll get Randy. We'll check on this, but I think we got us a title match booked here. We'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, he does,
Wrestling action
Scrub.
Thursday, February 16th, Hopkinsville, Kentucky at the Western
Gambies?
Kentucky
Welcome in here.
Fairgrounds. Be sure
Watch
to
a
be
little
there. Wednesday night in Evansville, listen to this
CWA
lineup.
Memphis
Showdown with Tojo against
1989.
Dundee
We're
and
into
Jim
February.
McPherson.
Doing this
Samurai
weekly
with
now.
Tojo against Scott Steiner. Special added match, Dirty Dutch Mantel takes on Jeff Jarrett. Tag team action, we'll tell you more about the stipulations on this. Superstar Bill Dundee and the exotic Adrian Street take on the Beauty and the Beast. CWA Tag Team title match, big affair. Kerry Von Erich, the modern-day warrior, and Jeff Jarrett take on the Tennessee stud stable, Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden, with their valet, Sylvia. Jeff Jarrett and Kerry Von Erich had some very special comments for Championship Wrestling.
Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden, and you, Sylvia, you have the stud stable. That's right, this Wednesday night,
Kerry
you
Von
got a
Erich.
tag title match coming
Here
up
we go.
against myself and a guy I've asked to come in and be my partner, Kerry Von Erich. He's told me, he said, yep, I'm
Not a
going to be
lot
there.
of
I'm gonna give it everything I got.
charisma
And boys, you
behind
better
old
watch
Jarrett
out.
here
He's
now,
a
is
big
there?
man.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jeff, when
He's
you
like,
asked me to be your partner,
I've asked
I
him to
was
come
surprised.
be my partner.
But I'm honored. I've seen what you've done out there. And you know how
And
those
Kerry
guys
ain't going to be
outside
carrying
now,
the
it's like it's
charisma
big
end of
my
this by
game,
no
you know?
means.
But I'll tell you, Evansville, you got this girl named Sylvia coming in, and she's interfering.
Jarrett
in all
looks
these
downright
matches.
embarrassed to
I'll
be
tell you
here.
what, Sylvia, go ahead and interfere. Because Jeff or I won, we'll spank you just like we did Sunshine.
He's still trying to find his
It was a long
confidence
time
here.
ago. So stick your face in, because we'll take care of you.
Special tag action, Superstar Bill Dundee, Adrian Street. Dundee suit at state against Miss Linda. 5 minutes if the Beauty or the Beast wins.
Elvis
You got it,
here.
brother. You got it all, Beauty and the Beast, because it's coming to a screeching halt, brother. I told you I wanted the suit back. The only
Listen,
difference
brother.
is I ain't going to steal it. We're going to beat you.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
You're never going to see the day you're going to get Miss Linda in there. We shaved the Beast head. We run Brunner out of town. Now you're on a downward slide, brother, and that's what's going to happen to you. In Evansville, Indiana,
Listen,
400
brother.
Court Street. I'm taking the suit back. The difference is, Garvin, I'm going to win it. I'm not going to steal it like you got it. Oh, you run around saying you bought it. Well, you didn't buy it, sport. You stole it. I'm winning it back. We're taking you out right in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I tell you what, we've got Rick Morton and Dutch Mantel both coming out here again.
Here we go. Full beard on Ricky now. Dude, this rules. This is fucking good.
But I'm upset right now. I want that Jeff there in this ring, and he's going to get in here in a few minutes, and I'm going to whoop him like he licked a gold cookie, right, Ricky?
You got that right. You know, he comes out here and slap but Dutch Mantel. Jeff Jarrett, won't you come out here and slap me? Are you afraid you might break your hand, brother? But what it's all about, Dave Brown, is you've seen what Dutch Mantel and Rick Morton done to Jarrett Lawler and Wendell Cooley. And by the way, where is Wendell Cooley? He talking about how he done everything in the world. That's right. Dutch Mantel beat him very square in the ring, brother, and put him out. But what it boils down
Dutch
to
is the CWA
Jarrett
champ.
Lawler, it's me and you, brother, and I will prove to you that I am the best in the world today, along with Dutch Mantel.
Yeah, and I'm going to prove to Jeff Jarrett not too long from now that, hey, he made a bad decision when he decided his old man talked him into getting into wrestling. Because I fought a lot of wars, but I'm going to win this, and I'm taking him out right here on TV. And I don't want you to ever say anything slanderous about Ricky Morton again. If you do, I'm going to knock you out, Dave Brown.
We'll see you in the ring in just a minute.
What's the matter, Jeff Jarrett? Can't you find a building to jump off of, boy?
Rick, we got a match coming up here. We'll see you in
get a
action
Ricky
right
match.
now against Brian Lee.
Whoa, Ricky Morton and a young primetime Brian Lee. Nice. Gambies, right?
This
He still
match is
rocks
gonna be
that
a
hair
one-fall,
also.
10-minute time limit
That
match.
thing's a feat. Beautiful
and the
moment
King
by
is
Ricky
out
Morton.
here by ringside.
A young primetime
Referee
Brian
says get the
Lee
match
here.
started. Rick Morton out of
Future
Nashville,
fake
Tennessee,
Undertaker.
going against Brian Lee from Orlando, Florida.
Now we got Lawler on the floor,
One fall, 10
flashing
minute
the
time
unified
limit.
title.
The unified world champion right here at the table joining us. King, pick up the mic and
Dave, I just wanted, I just wanted to come out here. I stand back there. I listened to Ricky Morton run his mouth. And what I just can't help but when I see this kid out here
100%,
talking like
John.
this,
Love
I
it.
can't help
What's
but
up,
think back
outside?
to the day, and it
Like
was
a
right in the
lurker?
Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee, that Ricky Morton was wrestling as a single wrestler.
Helping
Robert
out on the
Gibson
Twitch
was
side,
wrestling
thank
as
you.
a single wrestler. The Fabulous Ones were the hottest tag team in the country. And I looked at those guys, and they asked me, Ricky Morton himself is the one that asked me. They said, King, you've been around a while. Is there anything at all that we could do to compete with the Fabulous Ones or to get some of that kind of attention? And I said, Ricky, it's simple. I said that he had just a little pair of short tights, a little boots. And I said, look, let's just face the fact. Today, with the element of show business that we have in wrestling, that the people want to see somebody very glamorous type of wrestlers. I just told him flat out, I said,
Yeah, Primetime put Brian Lee put a lot more mass on in the coming years. He's got that height, but he's still sort of scrawny. He's kind of reminded me of Johnny Ace body-wise, and even the mullet.
Like a rock and roll magazine, 16 magazine,
he
something like that.
changed.
There were pictures
really
in there.
Huge.
I remember Eddie Van Halen, David Lee Roth. Here these guys had the bandanas on them, the cut-up T-shirts, the long blonde hair like Ricky. I went out personally. I got a bunch of bandanas. I got some colorful tights and stuff like that. I brought them to him the following week, and I said, Ricky, here's my idea. You guys put these tights on, wrestle this team, call yourself the Rock and Roll Express. And Ricky Moore said, I can't go out there with that kind of stuff on. I can't wear that. Robert the same way, but they did. And from that day on, I'm telling you, it caught fire.
Jarrett Lawler,
I got to give the devil his due. They went on to become probably one of the most successful tag teams that has ever wrestled in the entire sport of professional wrestling. But now what has happened? When they went to the NWA, Ricky Morton somehow got a shot. He got a title shot at Ric Flair. And I'm, like I said, I'll give the devil his due. Ricky is a great wrestler. He's a fine wrestler.
The Ricky and Flair match rules.
In a non-title match, he beat Ric Flair, and I think that was the undoing of the Rock and Roll Express, because from that moment on, he was obsessed with winning a world championship.
This is pretty good stuff.
I talked to Robert Gibson day before yesterday on the phone. I said, Robert, he's over in North Carolina. I said, Robert, what is wrong with Ricky? He said, King, you got me. He said, all I know is that ever since he had those title matches with Ric Flair, that all he wants to do is wrestle single matches. He's obsessed with a championship. He said, I call him for dates that promoters want the Rock and Roll Express. He says, Robert, I don't have time. I got a title match. I got to try to get a title match. So Robert is as dismayed as I am. He don't know what's wrong with Ricky Morton. I'll tell you what's wrong with him. He is obsessed. He wants to win a World Heavyweight Championship. Well, that's fine. If he wants a championship, he better go back and try to get one from Ric Flair, because he's not ever going to get this unified world title from around my waist. I can assure him of that. You just saw a tape of what he and Dutch Mantel tried to do to me. He took a bottle opener out of his tights, tried to open my head up, did open my head up. And I'm not, I'm not out here to win any beauty contest, but by the same token, I'm not out here to get my head sliced up with a bottle opener. He wants to play those games. He's going to find out that the king invented some of those games, brother.
Morton's got the 3 count right there on Brian Lee. Good victory for
Rick
Morton. You got to give
Did
it
Brian
to
Lee
him.
kick
Brian
out?
Lee, some very tough competition for him. See what they're saying, huh?
We'll see about it right. We'll take care of it. We'll see. We'll see about it.
Rick has... Come on, Rick, you won the match. Take it on out of here now.
You don't want none of me, Ricky Morton. You want a lot of me? Well, you're going to get more than you want, brother. Like I said, when you and Dutch Mantel are together, you're real tough. But one-on-one, we're going to see just how tough you are, punk, and you're not going to be tough enough.
All right. Well, that match is yet to come with the King, Ricky Morton, going one-on-one against each other.
In the midst of February 4th.
Let's take a break right here. We'll be back with more Championship Wrestling.
Memphis territory. That's a good little match, though.
Wrestling fans, want to remind you on Thursday night, February 16th in Hopkinsville, Kentucky at the Western Kentucky Fairgrounds Convention Center. Big card of action coming up. Tickets on sale at the Bargain Center. Evansville Coliseum action Wednesday night. Listen to this. Shogun with Tojo takes on Jungle Jim McPherson. Samurai with Tojo against Scott Steiner. In a special added match, Dirty Dutch Mantel takes on Jeff Jarrett. A big tag team match. If Bill Dundee and Adrian Street win the match, Dundee gets his suit back. The Beauty and the Beast, if they win the match, they get 5 minutes with Miss Linda. That's tag team action. Dundee, Adrian Street against Beauty and the Beast. Then the main event, a CWA tag team title bout. Kerry Von Erich, the modern day warrior, and Jeff Jarrett take on Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden.
Give his opinion on
and of course
current product and
in their
past
corner.
events.
All this action coming up in Evansville Wednesday night.
Super entertaining and super interesting.
Including that big special added match, Mantel against Jarrett, Dundee and Street against Beauty and the Beast, Fuller and Golden against Kerry Von Erich, Jeff Jarrett. See you in Evansville.
Comes the King right here for a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. We are going to have more action for you. We've got
they're going to get in there.
Championship Wrestling for you all day long. Keith Eric stepping up into the ring right now.
You got
Keith
two
Eric
first
has
names,
given
bud.
some people some very
That ain't
tough
good.
battles, including the King. The King with that unified world belt around his waist. He hands it out of the ring. This is a non-title match. Jerry has wrestled this guy before. He heard it coming.
Just
one of Eric's favorite tricks is to try to jump you from behind.
The beautiful
before the
punches
bell
at him.
sounds.
Whoa.
Lawler heard him
We got
coming
Ricky
across
Morton
the
out
ring,
here.
and he jumped out of his way. Rick
Stirring the
Morton
pot.
is out here.
Wait a minute, Dave. Let me tell you something. You know, my good friend Dutch Mantel was back in the back listening to the show a while ago. He told me about some of the things that
Yeah, I
Jerry
like how
Lawler said when he walked out
Jerry
here.
Lawler was on commentary
Well, I'm going to set the
talking
record
about
straight
Robert Gibson,
to tell the world what a liar Jerry Lawler is.
conflict between the
He
Rock and Roll
says he's the
Express.
one
That
that
was
started the
a
Rock and Roll
really
Express.
cool
But let me tell all these
aspect
people
of
here
the
out here
story
something.
right now.
Rick Morton started the Rock and Roll Express. It wasn't Robert Gibson. It wasn't Jerry Lawler. You know, when you get on a roll and you make yourself a great name for
What's up,
yourself,
Jack W? Welcome in.
everybody wants to jump on a bandwagon.
I hope so.
Everybody wants to take credit for it. Well, Jerry Lawler, you're a liar just like all the rest of these people around here. You didn't do nothing for the Rock and Roll Express except put us behind, make us play second fiddle to everybody around here. But I went out on my own. He said about Robert Gibson. Said he's got title shots. You don't want to call me up
John
today.
Jones,
I'm not
welcome
making
in
it.
here.
Well, that's not true, Jerry Lawler. Some of the shows
Oh,
I didn't
shit.
make because, brother, it gets hard.
Covington
carrying
Pike
somebody on your
Toyota went
coattail
under
around all your life. Trying to
after
get
they
where you are
lost the
today. I done it
sponsorship
the hard
here.
way. Nobody gave me nothing. But Jerry Lawler, you're going to find that out, brother. You come out here telling the world how great and how tough you are, but he ain't nothing to me, Jerry. Hey, Brown.
Now, Rick,
Hey,
Jerry told us
nothing.
just a totally different story about the whole thing.
Like I told you, he's a liar.
He didn't take full credit for the thing. He just said it was his idea. And the only
His
reason he
idea,
related the story is
I guess
because of
his
the way
idea
you've been
hurt him.
acting lately.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Dave Brown, no. Look at he's getting lucky right there. It wasn't his idea. He's a
What's up, Candy?
liar. He's a bare-faced liar, and I'm sitting here calling that
Welcome
on
in
national
here.
TV.
Well,
It was Rick Morton that did it.
Watching a
I'm the
little
one
old
that
school
beat Ric
wrestling
Flair.
here tonight.
well, he's not over
I'm the
here.
one that beat the Road Warriors. We won the titles for 4 times. It was Rick Morton that won every match. It wasn't nobody else. It was me. Everything I got, I done it the hard way. Didn't nobody give me nothing.
Yeah, they should have
Lawler
opted
gets
to
the
get
win.
on the side of
2
that ring
minutes, 2
earlier.
seconds
They did
to
it too
time
late.
As he defeats Keith
Little too
Eric
late.
here, as Rick Morton.
Hey, Lawler, you threw lies to the whole world? Why don't you come out here and lie?
Come out here and
You said you're
lie.
the one that started the Rock and Roll Express. You didn't have nothing to do with it, brother. It was my idea, not Robert Gibson. Nobody, mine.
Ricky's saying, hey, screw you, but I came up with the Rock and Roll Express.
Jerry,
Where's
during your
Jimmy
match,
Hart's going to come out. Hey, listen.
He's been saying that everything you said
Run your mouth
wasn't
a little
true.
bit.
That's-
Well, I'll tell you what, let's do then. If you don't think it's true, where's Bob? Bob, we got a telephone over here. Can you get a telephone? Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's call Robert Gibson and get him on the phone, and let's see who Robert says. Let's see who Robert Gibson says gave you the idea for the Rock and Roll Express. You want to do that?
Yeah, I like that idea. There's the phone. There we go.
Come on.
Come on, Rick.
He just stole the
That's real
phone.
good, yeah. Take the receiver so we can't make the telephone call. Well, that pretty obviously
Ain't
says
nobody
who's
need to hear
telling the
this
truth
from damn
right
Robert
there if he
Gibson.
doesn't want you to make the phone call.
Let me just say this to Ricky Morton. I give the devil his due. He's a good wrestler, but he's become obsessed with trying to get a hold of that World Heavyweight Championship. Well, son, you want a world title, you better go to one of these other associations or one of these other federations and try to get one of those chump belts, because you're not going to get the Unified World Championship from the King, I can assure you that.
All right. CWA title match coming up when we return.
We got a Dutch match coming. Nice.
Jeff Jarrett here today to challenge for the CWA
Man, Dutch and
title.
Jarrett.
He steps into the ring.
February
The man
4th,
is carrying
89
the
here.
belt around right now, the champion, but he won it under suspicious circumstances. Out of Oil Trough, Texas, 229-pounder Dutch Mantel. Next,
Remember to get through this
with
music.
Jerry Calhoun.
We've gotten lucky. I don't know if it's loud
is
enough.
At stake. As a Dutch, I think that's ring the bell.
Here we go.
Jeff Jarrett
I don't want to get hit with copyright with
going
that.
after Mantel.
The whole stream.
Mantel hit him with a fist. Jarrett comes back with a right hand of his own. Mantel out of the ring.
Yeah, Lawler main evented and wrestled with everyone, Jack. You ain't lying.
15 seconds into the action, and Jarrett. Jarrett has run him out of the ring, and Dutch is unhappy about it. Mantel was out here earlier. And after a bit of a disagreement with Jeff that they joined us late, he challenged him to a title match right here today. Jeff naturally took him up on it, and again, Jeff Jarrett has run Mantel out of the ring.
That's a nice little studio match here.
Not only has he been run out of the ring, the referee's warning Mantel about using the doubled up fist. Mantel, Steve, he's been in a nasty mood most of the day. Some would say a lot longer than that. Tell who the crowd's behind. Go, Jeff, go. 1 minute into the action.
They're chanting, go, Jeff, go. It's like, they're chanting rock and roll.
Dutch Mantel stopped in his tracks in the middle of the ring.
Go, Jeff, go.
He backed Jeff onto the ropes. He's trying to send him into the ropes across the way, but Jeff, again, blocks him. Hair pulling, says Dutch Mantel. No, says the crowd. There's hair pulling, all right, but it's Dutch Mantel who yanked a handful of Jeff's hair, fired him into the rope, body slammed him coming off of there. Mantel going to drop with the elbow, but Jarrett is moving a good drop.
Everybody throwing nice drop kicks out here in Memphis.
We're coming up on the 2-minute mark. Championship match. Jeff Jarrett trying to take the CWA title from Dutch Mantel. Mantel got that right fist doubled up as he comes out of the corner. Mantel went to the tights. Referee checked his hand up in there.
Pat Bully Brooklyn, welcome in here. Jeff Jarrett, definitely longevity in wrestling. Yeah, it's crazy. He's in AEW now.
Referee wants him out of the corner.
I never thought he'd go back to WWE or be able to go back to WWE. Ended up with another little run there even before Vince left. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate Jeff Jarrett, man. In the ring, he's not bad at all. Problem was when he had so much control in TNA, the way he kind of booked himself. But early Jarrett in WWF when he's IC champion, I like that. I liked him and Owen, honestly.
And it's over. But at the count of 7, just before 8, Mantel is in the ring, extends a hand. How about a handshake? Don't do it, Jeff. Again, Mantel doesn't want to shake hands. Yeah, having none of that. He knows this guy, believe me. Jeff with a headlock. Hair pulling by Mantel. Jeff yanked back to the ropes, fired across the ring. That pulled that knee up, hit him in the midsection. Dutch slapped Jeff. Kicks him in the side of the face with that right foot. 4 minutes gone in the match. Dutch Mantel has put his ill-gotten CWA title on the line here against Jeff Jarrett. Dutch says, hey, didn't I do good? How about a little applause? Oh, knee to the back. He got him right above the kidney. Jeff Jarrett on the mat. Dutch kicks him out.
Yeah, I really like looking at the crowd in these old shows.
Referee moves it back. There's Jeff on the floor.
Super interesting.
Been a rough couple of minutes here for Jeff after being totally in control in the early part of the match. There's Mantel out of the ring, down on the floor, grabs Jeff by the hair. Runs his head into the ring.
The hairdos change and the styles of clothes.
We're very close to 5 minutes in the match.
Time travel's the best way to explain it and stuff like this.
Dutch Mantel
really feels like
grabbing Jeff. Slams him into the chair, folding metal chair over here in the corner. Jerry Calhoun trying to get him back in the ring. Now finally, Dutch rolls back up into the ring. There's Jeff still on the floor. Now
I don't remember that match specifically, but I do remember, enjoying those guys working together.
Counts at 4.
I'm sure I've seen that though.
Mantel grabs him by the hair, pulls him through the rope.
Oh, damn. That short clothesline stuffed him.
Clothesline. And a cover. 1, 2. Might be it. No,
Dutch said
Jeff
eat this
kicks
one.
out. At the count of 2.5, Jeff Jarrett kicks out. He's still alive. Still in the hunt for the championship belt. Snap suplex by Dutch. Mantel covers. 1, 2.
Slow ass count, man.
Kicks out of it.
Kidding me? On Dutch's team now.
Mantel around behind.
I was already on Dutch's team.
He puts it on him. Mantel's using the rope for extra leverage. You can't do that. Referee comes around to check. Again, Mantel uses the rope. You can see that right hand back holding onto the rope. What that allows him to do is brace himself a bit and put more downward pressure on the back of Jeff Jarrett. There he goes.
He went under his legs.
The referee makes him break the hold. 6.5 minutes into the action. Jeff Jarrett, body slam.
Big knee.
Lower leg and the knee. Now Mantel's feeling good. Thinks he's in control. He's got to cover. 1, 2. I thought he had him that time, but Jeff breaks out of it at the last instant. Mantel's got Jeff's arm wrapped around that rope. Out of the corner. Jeff fired into the turnbuckle. Big bar on the left arm.
Getting some time here, too. This is a nice little TV match. I thought it was going to end up being a quick little bullshit match.
His face into the mat. Referee, that's not allowed. The referee called for a break. Mantel did break it quickly, but right back on that bar. Jeff Jarrett being held down by Dutch Mantel. Eight minutes gone. 8 minutes have passed in this match. And by the way, it's a special TV time limit. We'll wrestle as long as there's time remaining here. We may have to take a break in the middle of the action somewhere, but with a special TV time limit for the championship match, we'll keep her going. Jeff Jarrett coming in with a series of right hands, and referee Jerry Calhoun backs him off. Mantel comes at him with a clothesline, and the referee's involved in it too as Jerry Calhoun goes down to the mat.
Shit.
Jeff hooks him. He's got him down. But the referee can't count. Referee didn't see it. Jerry Calhoun still down. Oh, now look out. Mantel with a bullwhip. Mantel with shoe baby.
Damn, yeah.
Jeff goes out of the ring down on the floor. And Mantel takes the moment to put the bullwhip back in the corner.
Oh, shit. Yeah, lay him back down. Dutch is a good heel, man. Dutch is a good worker.
Jeff Jarrett still down on the floor, holding his knee. Referee comes around and starts the count. He's at 3 on Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett's got a 10 count to get back in there. Counts at 6. 7, and Dutch Mantel grabs him by the hair out on the apron. Jeff hammers him with a fist, flips into the ring. Hey, the referee kicks the hands off the rope. 1, 2. No, he can't hold him. He got a 2 count. Couldn't make it stick for the 3. Mantel back over, looking for the bullwhip. Jerry Calhoun, the referee, says, take that thing back out and put it on the rope. Here comes Jeff with a chair. Look out, Jeff.
Damn, Jeff's getting the DQ with the chair. Before he got a chance to get him with the bullwhip, which he already got him with. That was a good little match. Damn. I was not expecting that, honestly.
The CWA title, as he has just been disqualified by referee. Yep. Jerry Calhoun has just disqualified Jeff for
Dutch Mantel winning by disqualification.
And rightly so. I mean, we all saw what Dutch did with the whip, but
crashing out of it.
Easy road holding that belt. Well, that proved to you right there, Mantel. It ain't going to be no easy road.
Well, he gave him a tough battle, all right, but Dutch keeps the belt. We'll be back.
Definitely, easily the best match we've seen yet since we've started this. This is episode 3.
Action coming up Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum. Listen to this. 2 of the big matches.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett punches were good.
Superstar
I like
Bill
Jeff.
Dundee's suit at stake. Dundee and Adrian Street take on Beauty and the Beast. If Beauty and the Beast win, they'll get 5 minutes with Miss Linda. CWA Tag Team title match, Kerry Von Erich and Jeff Jarrett take on the Stud Stable, Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden with Sylvia. A special added match on the card in Evansville. Jeff Jarrett takes on Dirty Dutch Mantel. The Dutchman had some comments for Championship Wrestling.
Oh, I like it. I like it, Jeff Jarrett. Finally, one time in your life you had a little bit of guts. But let me tell you one thing, pal. You're with the pros now. You're with the big boys. And I always had a saying, if you can't run with the big dogs, then stay on the porch because you're looking at the CWA heavyweight champion here. And I'm going to tell you, Jeff Jarrett, you're going to regret the day your old man talked you into getting into professional wrestling. You're going to regret the day you were born. You're going to regret the day you ever met me, and you're going to regret ever laying your hands on me.
Also in Evansville Wednesday night, the CWA Tag Team Championship on the line. Jeff Jarrett and the modern-day warrior, Kerry Von Erich, take on the Stud Stable. Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden, and Miss Sylvia will be with them Wednesday night in Evansville.
Hey, listen to this right here. Jeff Jarrett. Now, there's a boy. He got a lot of guts, or either he's just stupid as he can be. Dutch Mantel, and then he expects to come out there and step in the ring with us for these titles right here with this goofball, Von Erich. I'm going to tell you something, boy. You won't probably ever get past Dutch Mantel, let alone get in the ring with us and take these titles right here. You've been a glutton for punishment for a long time, boy, running your mouth as fast as you can get it. When we get you in that ring, I want to see how fast you can run around that ring and when I get behind you, boy. You know what, Jimmy? I've been thinking maybe taking up boxing after I knocked that big Sid Vicious out like I did. Oh, baby, I really got a lot of pride in these dudes.
Yeah, this is before they turn into USWA.
I'm going to make him a modern-day loser, Daddy.
Oh, shit, okay, I don't want to show the WCCW footage, so let me get through this little Kerry hype video here. Even though, holy shit, get him in the gym, baby. This hype video will get this stream taken right down. There we go. Can't space out. Forget that.
Frankie the Thumper Lancaster, Robert Fuller is over in their corner too.
I like World Class. Yeah, I don't think World Class and AWA, I'm pretty sure those would not be good.
We've got tag team action here. Expiration of time match. Should be a good one with Steiner and Smothers going against Golden and Lancaster. Robert Fuller also dressed out here. Jerry Lawler out here again. King. All right. Let's see if we can get them sorted out and get the match underway here.
Okay, yeah, so I was interested in Smothers and Steiner.
One of them on this side of the ring is not going to be able to participate in the match. Golden not happy that Lawler is out here. It's going to be Frankie Lancaster, the Thumper, starting against Scott Steiner.
Yeah, I'm going to watch his back here. Yeah, what he said.
No.
Dave, I just wanted to come out here for a second and try to clear up a little bit of a situation, if I could, that we've had a few calls about. I've had quite a few calls about. As you know, Dave, back on December the 13th.
Yeah, Smothers and Steiner are a tag team. First time I've seen it, you know, since we started
World
this.
Championship here in Memphis on May the 9th, and last year defended that title all over the place. As soon as I won it, man, the AWA, Vern Gagne promoters was calling me day and night, saying, boy, we got a title match here. We got you one in Milwaukee. We got you one in Minneapolis. We got title matches in podunk places like Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and places like that. He had me running all over the world to defend the AWA title. Well, then Super Clash came up December the 13th in Chicago. I traveled up there to put the title on the line against the world-class heavyweight championship held by Kerry Von Erich. And as you know, I came out of Superclass the winner of 2 world championships. And the whole
he's still good though. He's still, it's still pretty, you can tell.
To make only one world champion, one undisputed world champion. And now, as you can see, I've got all the belts right here.
By the end of this year, though, he's still pretty damn good. He's
that I won from
with
Kerry
Rick
Von Erich. Can you just
NWA by the end of '89.
Just 1 second there. The world class belt from Kerry Von Erich. The AWA belt. Got that right here in front of me.
I think it's Halloween Havoc when they faced the Snow and SWAT team.
Right here made the Unified World Championship belt. That's a big one. Right down here, you still see the world class title. Right over here, the AWA title. But this is the one that it's all about. This is the Unified World Championship. So now I
Jerry
get
Lawler
calls
out there just flashing gold.
Saying, we need you to come up here
and shooting rap videos.
Belt.
Like,
I said, look,
what up?
I can't. I'm already booked in Dallas, Texas. They said, well, we can't worry about the world.
Come try to snatch my chain,
I'm only
son.
concerned about the AWA. I said, well, Vern, look, I'm a unified champion now. I can't just go and defend one belt and not the other.
Absolutely.
He said, oh, yes, you can. You can come up here and just put the AWA belt on the line. And I did that a couple of times. I went to some of his cities, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I haven't said this about many people, but poor Vern Gagne was a great promoter in his time, but he still thinks it's the 1950s. He still tries to promote wrestling like it's the 50s. Let me tell you something, Vern. Get in the 80s, brother. Now he calls me and tells me.
I never heard that one, Jack. Shit.
If you're not going to defend
Steiner ruled though, man. I like
the
Steiner's NWA for a short little run.
I've already went out on TV and I said, look, I'm
going to
send
Smothers.
this AWA title back.
Right.
I'm going to send the world
Bubble
class
cam
title
is
back.
in the worst
Let these
spot.
guys have them as company championships, just like the WWF has their own heavyweight champion. The NWA has their own heavyweight champion. Well, it's no problem with the world class having a heavyweight champion and the AWA having a heavyweight champion. Those guys can be the #1 contender for this unified world heavyweight championship, the only undisputed world heavyweight championship. So now I understand Vern goes out on television on ESPN and says something about, well, we're going to make Lawler vacate the title. Well, I already vacated it. I did it 3 weeks ago.
Sure. I was here.
So I just want to straighten that out. Some people called and said, we don't understand. What are they saying on the AWA? What they're saying is what I said 3 weeks ago. They want to have their own AWA heavyweight champion. That's fine. World class can have their heavyweight champion. But you're looking at the true undisputed
I think this was
world
real
heavyweight
heat that they're putting on
champion.
TV here with
The
Lawler.
world heavyweight
What was
champion.
going on with
And as long
AWA?
as I got this belt around my waist, that's what it's going to signify. So you may see other champions floating around. As far as the world class, as far as the AWA, NWA, World Federation, WWF, that's fine. They can have their company champions as long as I got the World Heavyweight Championship, Dave.
That's right, the unified one, the one that counts, the big belt, and that's the one that's around Jerry Lawler's waist, and we hope will remain there for some time. Thanks, King, for clearing that up. We've had several questions ourselves about it. In the ring right now, you're looking at Scott Steiner going against Jimmy Golden. Oh, Frankie the Thumper Lancaster came in. Tracy Smothers comes in to even it
Bunkhouse
up.
Buck.
We got all 4 of them going.
Jimmy Golden.
Here's Robert Fuller.
Him over the top. There's Scotty.
I've dropped about this referee before. I'm going to strip him of his butt.
This was just a year before Tracy would end up in
Well, the
WCW.
referee called for the bell. Just over the top rope disqualification. All right.
And being a Southern
So
boy.
the action continues here.
With Steve
There
Armstrong.
goes Lancaster out of the ring.
Correct me
As,
if I'm wrong.
Tracy and Scott
Maybe
toss him
Scott
out of there. The hands are raised.
Steve or Scott?
Over the top rope disqualification on
Thought me
Golden.
Googling.
And Frankie the Thumper Lancaster. That's the first fall. We'll check the time and be back.
I think it was Scott. Now I'm thinking about it.
Hey, including that championship match, the CWA title on the line as Dutch Mantel put the belt up against Jeff Jarrett in a match here which had not been previously scheduled.
God, they love a
Actually,
DQ
Dutch was
finish.
scheduled to go against
Wrestling in
Wendell
general.
Cooley, but Dutch and Ricky Morton and a chair, in spite of what they said, ended up hurting Wendell Cooley, and we found out that Wendell was not able to be here. We had expected him right up till just before match time, and finally called in so the doctor would not release him for the match. But meanwhile, Dutch and Jeff had gotten into the action, and they set up a CWA title match right here anyway. And we had championship wrestling action, a championship match. It was Dutch Mantel keeping the belt, though. He brought the bullwhip into the action. Referee didn't see that. He had been knocked down. When Jeff brought the chair in, the referee had no choice but to disqualify Jeff. So Dutch Mantel still has the CWA title. He's still got the belt around his waist. Bill Dundee and Adrian Street won their match today. It was the Japanese team and P.Y. Chuhai winning a 6-man tag team match. Brian Lee and Rick Morton had the makings of a good match there.
It's a good episode.
With Rick Morton getting the victory over a tough Brian Lee. Jerry Lawler, the King, won his match, and he did it under difficult circumstances with Rick Morton out here talking during his match. The title match we just told you about, Dutch Mantel keeps the CWA title. And then the team of Tracy Smothers and Scott Steiner put together a victory today in the expiration of time match over the Stud Stable. They won the first fall by disqualification, and then time ran out in the second fall. Speaking of time running out, ours has. We'll be back with you next week. So long, everybody.
And we're going to go into February 11th,
on this program are selected and paid by parties other than
1989, second episode of the night. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. I appreciate it. Whether you're on the YouTubes or the Twitch, I appreciate it, guys. One thing I wanted to plug just real quick. Tomorrow, I have a video dropping at 3:45 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a really cool story by Tommy Rich, and telling a story about going out on the town after a show with Andre the Giant and Rick Martel in Georgia. And I think everyone's going to enjoy it. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that. If you are just following and you don't have the bell clicked, please get that thing clicked. That way you get notified when I do drop stuff or go live, which is going to be more often with the lives. Yeah, last night we did a live, just kind of a tribute to Sabu. Watched a lot of different Sabu matches, some that I hadn't even seen, live reaction. So, yeah, thanks for being in here. Doing this again, CWA 89 every Sunday, getting through the year. Let's get into February the 11th. Yeah, I can get away with this one. That's why I was like, man, I think I can do this entire year. It'd be fun to do something weekly like this.
Dave Brown at ringside. Lance Russell taking the day off. He'll be back with us again next week. Today, we got to introduce you to a brand new wrestler in the area, Jungle
Jim. And at the end of,
I
think it was last week's last episode, he sounded like he was just tired. He was like I remember referencing it.
Also, we will be looking at the Master of Pain, Rick Morton's Hitman, who's coming in today. That's not all. Big Battle Royal with just a bunch of folks in that ring. That one should be interesting, too. All in all, we got lots of championship wrestling action coming up. The pink mat is in place. That means Beauty and the Beast will be coming along right after we take time out for this. Alan Reynolds standing in the ring right now, and here comes referee Jerry Calhoun. I hear that silly laugh, and there is Terrence Garvin, Beauty, followed by Mark Guline, the Beast. And we are the superstar he's got on the back of that pink outfit. Yeah, where did that pink outfit come from, as if we didn't already know? As Terrence Garvin steps up onto the ring apron, the Beast holds the ropes while he steps through there, and we are set to go with a 1-4-10-minute time limit match. Beauty and the Beast weighing in at 465. Chris Frazier, Alan Reynolds will weigh in at 443.
He opened the show and then got rid of him. And promo in the very beginning.
Beauty is telling the security guard to take very good care of that pink jumpsuit because someone might try to steal it.
When he managed Ridley, he had that
Alan Reynolds starting out against the Beast.
Pink, or is this just like
generally the scenario. The Beast usually starting things for the team of Beauty and the Beast. Look at Alan Reynolds. Taking him down repeatedly with that arm. The Beast, with a lot less hair maybe than he had
The
last couple
Undertaker.
of times you've seen
Calloway's
him.
going to be the master of pain.
Victim of a recent hair-cutting match. Chris Frazier in there. The Beast picks him up. Power slams him, just drove him straight into the mat. And now the Beast goes over and tags Beauty. I think and Beauty comes down off the ropes on top of Chris Frazier.
What do you think about that, Dundee?
I think we've all noticed in the weeks that Beauty and the Beast have been here that Beauty only shows up in the match after the Beast has got somebody hurt. Beauty comes in to finish him off. There's that right hand. The Beast back in after the tag. They back him to the rope, fire him across the way. Double clothesline off the rope. Chris Frazier down on the mat. Alan Reynolds in trying to help out. Look out.
I'm going to knock his head.
Garvin with a folding metal chair. Here comes Dundee.
He's going to plant him with that
after
chair.
Garvin.
There he is.
And the Beauty running around the ring and now heads out of here yelling, "Get him, Beast, get him." And the Beauty is gone. Terrence Garvin is left. The Beast with another power slam on Chris Frazier. Counts at 2. This one's over. So Beauty leaves. The Beast gets the win, and now Beast goes over and jumps Alan Reynolds. Alan coming in to help Chris out after the match was over. And Gulli grabs him by the hair, throws him out of the ring. And finally, the Beast.
I just beat up 2 of them. And Dundee, you're next.
Well, Dundee looks like he
not
took
Jimmy
care
Garvin.
of Garvin.
His name is
He
Garvin,
sent him
though.
running out of here. Beauty and the Beast get the win over Alan Reynolds
It's
and
not the
Chris
Jimmy
Frazier.
Garvin
Minute
from
42 was the time on it. Tell you what, he's talking about Dundee being next. We'll see about
Yeah, like
that.
a complete knockoff.
Superstar steps in the ring. He never goes in as the underdog, let me tell you. We got a brand new, absolutely brand new, first time ever video on the Superstar. Gypsies on Parade. Here he is right here.
I have to fast forward to this. Oh my God. I hate that I have to get fast forward because let's watch just a second. Oh my God. Bill Dundee. I'm going to get in the bar. Everybody's got to get the camera set up. I got to get through it. Oh, they're still rocking it. They're milking it. Oh, brother, I got to make it to the next town. Listen, brother. Oh, me and the boys just hanging out backstage. Bill Dundee, Superstar. Did I mention that?
Goodness gracious, Wednesday night, Evansville,
Hey, there's a
Indiana,
fresh
the
face.
Coliseum
Glad to see it.
look out. Now, let me tell you, there's a tremendous card, including a progressive tag elimination match in there, a CWA tag title match, and all of that. But listen to this, will you? We've got a match that's going to meet 2 matches. Here's what I'm talking about. Mantel and Rick Morton going against Jeff Jarrett and Dundee. Now, the winner of that match gets to call the stipulations on a CWA heavyweight title match with Mantel and Jeff Jarrett. So a lot riding on
I
that.
know the rules. You think you're talking to a rookie here? I read the rules.
You were looking quizzical.
I know the rules, Lance. Let me tell you one thing. I'm coming to Evansville, the stinkinest town in Indiana, next to Indianapolis, and I don't like that town either, and I don't like Evansville. And I try to whoop Dundee and Jeff Jarrett. You know, that Ohio River is not too far down the street. They can just hit that little ankle express, go jump in the river, drown themselves, commit suicide, then it'll be all over. But when I get to Evansville, this belt is going to be on the line, and Jeff Jarrett, he wants to take it away from me. Well, it's not going to happen. Now, they've concocted some kind of scheme to where me and my good friend Ricky Morton, a great friend of mine, has always been a good friend of mine, and I can always rely on him. Me and Ricky Morton are going to go in the ring against Dundee and Jeff Jarrett. Now, the stipulations are, of course, if they win, that means I have to defend this title against Jeff Jarrett with that low-bred Australian in the corner, right?
And no Ricky Morton.
Okay, but if I win, if we win, Ricky gets to stay in the corner and give me expert sound advice. Yes, and he's going to go. He's going to go, and I'm going to tell you what, Dundee, you stuck your nose
one time too many where it didn't belong. Now, you have no business in it. Now, me and Ricky Morton, we've formed some kind of a business association, and that explains why he's there. But Dundee does not need to be there other than trying to get close to Jeff Jarrett. Hey, you're both going down in Evansville.
Got a 1 full 10-minute match coming up here. Scott Steiner in the ring right now. Here comes the referee.
Singles.
Scott's opponent's going to be Frankie the Thumper Lancaster. Interesting pairing here, and then we've got Scott, who is the former All-American out of the University of Michigan, going against the muscle man out of Tampa, Florida, in Frankie the Thumper Lancaster. Should be a good one. Jerry Calhoun giving him the brief instructions.
So pumped for Scott Steiner matches.
And we're off. Lancaster, been in the territory a few weeks, member of the stud stable. And like him or not, Lancaster has shown some real wrestling ability as he has been in here. Scott Steiner, of course, his reputation pretty well says it all. Nice shoulder butt by Scott coming off the ropes. Steiner, nice takedown. Got Frankie Lancaster flying through the air.
You can just tell that Scotty.
Frankie Lancaster wants to call timeout now.
He was.
There's no such thing as timeout, Frankie. I'm sorry. The referee says, what are you complaining about? And I think you have picked up that Lancaster claimed that
see where Braun gets it from
was pulling the tights. Crowd says, didn't see any of that. We didn't either. The referee didn't see it, so we're back into action here. About 50 seconds into the match. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. Steiner wrapped up that left arm a couple of times. And Frankie Lancaster got to be wondering, what am I doing wrong? Look at Steiner hang on. Lancaster again complaining. Sometimes a wrestler will start to complain very loudly and very often, even though nothing is happening. That gets the referee thinking about that rather than just watching exactly what's happening. He starts looking to see if his opponent is in fact doing anything illegal. Scott Steiner, nice move. Slipped out from the attempted hold of Frankie Lancaster and actually had the shoulders down. Had him there for a count of 1. Didn't have him in really a pin position, but the shoulders were flat on the mat and the referee started to count as he should have. Steiner trying to get the crowd pumped up a little bit. Ooh, Lancaster raked him in the eyes. Yep. Grabs him, slams Scott's head into the turnbuckles. Scott Steiner got hit in the face. Flip. Frankie Lancaster, the Thumper, feeling a little bit better right now about the way things are going. He uses a forearm. Steiner off the rope. Punched him right down to the mat. He used the forearm, and that's what the referee was indicating, that he did use the forearm, not the fist. So what he did was legal. Steiner moved out of the way.
Lancaster's a real good hand.
Lancaster was going to just drop down on him. Lancaster dropped down all right, but he hit nothing but the mat. Steiner puts Lancaster into the rope. Backdrop's coming off of there. And now Lancaster says, let's slow it down again. Let's shake hands about the whole thing. Steiner grabs him, fires him into the rope. Robert Fuller out here. What's Robert complaining about? He calls the referee over, distracting him. Lancaster power slam and a cover 1. 2. It looked like he had him, but Robert Fuller comes in the ring. That's going to stop it right there. Disqualification on Lancaster.
I believe it.
Fuller grabs Steiner, goes to work on him, now holds him up while Lancaster kicks him with a boot to the midsection.
The Maid Hill stable team.
2 of them sneaking up on Scott Steiner. Here comes Brian Lee. Adrian Street in to help out too. And finally, the stud stable, Lancaster and Robert Fuller and Lancaster got out of the ring. Referee was just confirming the fact that he had disqualified Frankie Lancaster. So the win is going to go to Scott Steiner. Good action until Fuller showed up out here. And then, of course, when he jumped in, that was immediately it. 3 minutes, 16 seconds, and a nice win for Scott Steiner. More championship wrestling to come up. We'll have it for you in a moment.
Let me
start right off here by talking about Thursday, February the 16th. That's in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Championship Wrestling coming to the Convention Center at the Western Kentucky State Fairgrounds. Big action means you can save $1 by getting your tickets right now. Okay, let me give you the entire card Wednesday night. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm so excited over the last match and the outcome of that match and all. I want to tell you in all fairness about what's going to be happening in the others. Brian Lee and the Dreamweaver going against Shogun and Samurai. P.Y. Chuhai / Phil Hickerson facing Jungle Jim. A progressive tag elimination match with Lee the Weaver and Jungle Jim going against Shogun Samurai and P.Y. Chuhai. The simple matter here is that the longer you stay in there, the more money you make. When you're eliminated, that's it, and your pay stops right then and there. CWA tag title match, Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden against Scott Steiner and Jed Grundy. And then Mantel and Morton going against Jarrett and Dundee with a CWA heavyweight belt after that.
Right now, all set to go in a single match. But he'll have a manager in the corner with him. Here he comes, P.Y. Chuhai, used to be known as Phil Hickerson, steps up into the ring. Tojo Yamamoto with his kendo stick in the corner. This is going to be a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. And again, should be a good one. It's a good pairing here. Phil Hickerson, of course, with a huge size advantage over Brian Lee. He hands the Japanese robe and headband out. Here we go. P.Y. Chuhai, 289 pounds worth out of Jackson, Tennessee, and all the Japanese regalia. Made a tour of Japan. Came back with a new name and at least a partial new image. Still has that mean streak that's about a mile wide. Brian Lee, fine wrestler out of Orlando, Florida. He has a height advantage on Chuhai, but of course he's outweighed considerably. Referee wants a break. P.Y. Chuhai backs away. You see Tojo Yamamoto there, just backed off the left corner of the screen. In the corner of Phil Hickerson. Nice shoulder butt. That time the weight advantage did not work for P.Y. Chuhai. Hickerson with a head shave now, and he can't complain about having his hair pulled, so he was complaining that Lee pulled his ear. Okay. Wait a minute. Referee wants Hickerson out of the corner. They want him hanging back in that corner. Hand across the chest on the rope, but Brian Lee struck back as he was coming off those ropes. And the referee's explaining to both of them, when you're on the ropes and I call for a break, I want a clean break, not a break with a fist. Minute 40 seconds gone in this one.
Yeah, right, Jack.
Hickerson hanging back close to the corner during a good bit of the match. There's Brian Lee, maybe. He's a little bit wary-eyed. Oh, Tojo with the kendo stick across the back of Brian Lee. Well, Hickerson getting the help from Tojo and the kendo stick. I was just going to say one reason that Hickerson may have been a little bit wary of Brian Lee is he probably remembers when Brian Lee took the CWA title off of him right here on Championship Wrestling a few months ago. Oh, Tojo again with that kendo stick. Referee's not looking, and Tojo wearing him out with that stick. 2 minutes, 30 seconds into the action. Here's a chop by Phil Hickerson. Did he hit him with the point of the fingers? Hard to tell from here. I wouldn't doubt it, knowing Hickerson. Yeah, that's right. The referee is now warning Hickerson about it. You can use a chop. Well, that was a fist. He had doubled up. And you can use the side of the hand, which Hickerson did that last time, but right there, he just jabbed him with the point of the fingers, and that was illegal. There he goes again. Point of the fingers jab. Brian Lee in trouble now. Not totally because of Phil Hickerson or P.Y. Chuhai, but also because of Tojo Yamamoto and his interference from outside when the referee wasn't looking. 3 minutes, 15 seconds gone. Dave Brown at ringside. Lance Russell taking the day off, but Lance will be back next week. Hickerson, Chuhai, fired into the turnbuckle. Brian Lee monkey flips him out of the corner. Great move by Brian Lee. Tojo up on the ring apron. Brian Lee and the referee both trying to get him down. Meanwhile, Hickerson loads up the right fist with a chain. We can see it as Hickerson was putting the chain back in his tights. He knocked Brian Lee down, got the 3 count. And this match is history, but Brian Lee, when he sees the tape of this one, maybe will feel a little bit better about losing, because not only did he lose to P.Y. Chuhai, he lost, he hit him with a chain, but Jerry, you're not going to find that chain because he passed it to Tojo Yamamoto. Tojo's got it in his pocket somewhere. Now the referee's explaining to Brian Lee that he didn't find the chain.
Undertaker.
Of course he didn't.
I was saying earlier, he gets a lot more mass on
Tojo. So P.Y. Chuhai gets out of here with a victory over Brian Lee. We'll be back in a moment.
He's getting pretty beefy. About the time he was even in Smoky Mountain Wrestling within a couple of years.
Is up in the ring right now. Mike's at 201 pounds out of Panama City, Florida. Got his work cut out for him today, because coming through the curtains right now out of Knoxville, Tennessee, the leader of the stud stable, the Tennessee stud, Robert Fuller. Fuller weighs in at about 252 pounds.
Mike Masters.
And he comes in with that mouth running, talking and pointing to Mike Masters. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit match coming up. Fuller over pleading his case to the crowd. Not finding any sympathetic ears at all over there, let me tell you.
I want my belt watched over here.
And Fuller now taking off a warm-up jacket.
Take this chum apart, all right?
To him, still talking to the crowd.
Have me a good time.
He's going to take this guy apart. Well, let's see. He's going against Mike Masters. Mike giving away a lot of weight and a lot of experience. And look at Fuller coming in with that right forearm. He grabs Masters, flips him all the way across the ring into the turnbuckles, grabs him by the left leg. Fuller backing him into corners and just really working on him. Now he deals him out of the corner with a body drag. Masters off the rope. Into the boot of Robert Fuller.
Just a big boot. What the hell is happening right now?
Robert Fuller with a cover. Down at 2. By golly, this is it.
What the fuck was that?
And he just grabs him by the arm and rolls him out of the ring. Robert Fuller, feeling mighty good about himself now. He has just won in 47 seconds as he beats Mike Masters very easily in this match. What's he saying? Calling for Jeff Jarrett or Bill Dundee. He's complaining about the competition. The level of competition, he says, is not what it should be. Bring somebody else in here. Well, I don't know. Randy sends Chris Frazier in here.
Shit. Fuller's like, bring another one in.
Chris Frazier against Robert Fuller. Fuller's already beat up on Mike Masters. Now against Frazier. Comes with that boot that he loaded up and sure pounded him in the top of the head.
That's that loaded up boot.
Down at 2 and 3, and this one's over in 23 seconds.
Dancing up the actual fuck.
In exactly 1 minute's time, in a minute 10 seconds time, Robert Fuller has just defeated both Mike Masters and Chris Frazier. One more, he says.
I want more.
He said he wants more. Bring him in here, and he wants more. The referee is left, though.
With full Rob back.
And there he goes. Robert Fuller finally out of the area. Well, neither one of those matches took too much time. I wonder if we can get Jim McPherson out here on his way to the ring. Maybe we can just introduce you to him and say hello. I'd like you to meet him. He's out of the concrete jungle of Salem, New Jersey. Met him briefly just before the program, and fine-looking wrestler who we want to introduce to everyone here coming up in just a minute. And I don't see him right now, so maybe we're not going to be able to catch him on the way to the ring. Let's see. Is Jim back there anywhere? No. Now let's ring the bell. See if we can get folks headed this way. Here comes the referee back. We're going to go ahead and get another match started. Here comes Keith Eric. Beg pardon? Yeah, we're going to do the tag match right now. Okay. We've got Keith Eric and the Nighthawk stepping up here. Total weight of 464 pounds. All right, there's Jim McPherson in the ring right there, and there's the superstar Bill Dundee. All four of them set to go, it looks like. Referee will get things down to one on each team. And we'll have us a tag team match here. Bill Dundee, the superstar, with Jungle Jim McPherson. McPherson weighs in at 220.
Not real familiar with this guy.
He starts against the Nighthawk. Yeah, the Nighthawk kind of mocking Jungle Jim a bit. May live to regret that. Nighthawk with a shoulder butt. Puts McPherson down to the mat. McPherson sets this time, lets him go by. And again lets him go by. He sets with a chop. But he didn't get a chance to use it because the Nighthawk hung onto those ropes. He saw what was setting up and he wanted no part of it. Upper arm. He makes the tag now on the superstar, Bill Dundee. Nighthawk wraps up that left arm. Dundee popped him with a right fist. He told the referee, hit him with a forearm, but actually he nailed him with a fist. Here comes Keith Eric in right now. Dundee and Eric about the same size. Eric actually a little bit bigger than Dundee. Here's McPherson in after the tag. So it's going to be Jungle Jim McPherson against Keith Eric. Eric reverses him. McPherson reverses him back and puts him down. Sits down on that wrist and lower left arm. Jungle Jim McPherson to the corner. Here comes Bill Dundee back in.
I don't remember him. I must not have stayed around too long.
Eric got Billy in the eyes. Made the tag on the Nighthawk.
Doesn't look familiar to me.
Nighthawk with the upper arm.
The Nighthawk. Eat that, dude. You're just going to step on his crotch.
Dundee has the Nighthawk on the mat. Crowd says go ahead. Dundee thought better of it because the referee was standing right there and had warned him he was going to disqualify him. Bill Dundee jackknifed that leg. Jim McPherson fires the Nighthawk into the rope. Catches him with a good drop kick coming off of there. Nighthawk now finds himself in the air. Body slammed by Jungle Jim McPherson. McPherson back to the corner and the tag on Bill Dundee. We're about 2.5 minutes into this action. One fall, 10-minute time limit. Our first look at Jungle Jim McPherson, and we've seen some fine moves from him.
That's it.
All day long, we've been promising you that first look at McPherson. And so far, I gotta say, he's been impressive. Versus Parker in there right now, Bill Dundee is always impressive. Got a 1, 2. Keith Eric breaks it up just before the 3 count. So the Nighthawk and Keith Eric still alive in the match. The superstar takes the Nighthawk over to the corner and says, tag your partner, please, which he did. Now here's Keith Eric back in. Dundee winding up on a right fist. Referee says, come on, Bill, you know better. Bill says it wasn't going to do it anyway. There's a tag. Jungle Jim McPherson. The body slam by Dundee.
So little Jungle Jim's finish going to be.
Jungle Jim drops down on him. Dundee with a parting shot as he heads back to the corner. Keith Eric. Power slam.
Shit, that's a long distance.
Over to the corner, climbing the ropes. Here he comes.
Headbutt.
Drop down with that head. Count of 1, 2. This was over.
Killed his beans.
Put it in the record books for Jungle Jim McPherson, who we found can fly. And Bill Dundee, as they get the win over Keith Eric and the Nighthawk. A little handspring in the ring there from Jungle Jim McPherson. A little celebration between he and Dundee as they have the victory. We'll be back here with a Battle Royal coming up, so stay with us.
Wednesday night, one flat fact that's going to happen. Jeff Jarrett's going to get his
Dundee
title shot
right
against
now.
Dutch Mantel with a CWA belt on the line. Now,
here you go.
the tag match that takes place before is much more important than it was.
Jarrett.
Because if you two guys win it over Morton and Mantel, you'll get that title match with Bill Dundee in your corner and Morton gone. But if they win it, Billy's going to be gone, and Morton will be over there in Dutch's corner, Jeff.
That's right, Lance. Like you said, we've got 2 matches coming up. In the first one, well, I've got to get through that one, even to have a chance in the second one, because the first one, if myself and Bill win, that means, brother, it's going to be a CWA title match with Bill Dundee in my corner.
What is it? What did he say?
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Brother. Dundee's going to drop 5 brothers.
Well, because this time, Mantel, you can't have Fuller running down, and you can't have Morton running down. It's just going to be me and you with Dundee at ringside just to give me a little advice. That's how Mantel says Morton's going to give him just a little advice. Well, Bill's going to be there, and I guarantee you one thing, Mantel, you better shine up the belt.
Got to win that tag match, Billy.
That's right. Oh, we're going to win the tag match. But the quote you see how excited Mantel can't even say it. By hook or by crook, we're going to win it, brother. We're going to win it. And I'm going to give him the same advice as you gave Wendell Cooley. I'm going to go down there and hand him a chair if I have to, brother. If I go to hand him a chain, it doesn't make no never mind. We don't care how we're going to win it. Then we're going to let you feel how it is to have something stole off you. Because that's what you did, brother. You stole the belt in the first place. You think because Jeff's just been in the business 2 years, you're going to push him around. Well, you're not going to do that either, Mantel, because I've been around as long as you have, brother, and I don't worry about how we win matches. So if I go to hand the boys something, knock you out, that's fine. Make no mistake about it, brother. We're going to win the tag match, and then it becomes a CWA heavyweight title match. Jeff Jarrett against Dutch Mantel with yours truly in the corner, and we don't care what we got to do to win it, brother. Like the boy said, Mantel, just shine it up because he's taken it that
Boy, that's going to be one of the hottest
He
tag matches
exceeded the
you've
brother
ever seen
count.
in
My
Evansville.
God in heaven, I predicted 5 brothers, and he brought 6 brothers. Dundee, my God, sir.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Wednesday night.
I can't believe
Rodney Napper in the ring right now. Rodney's out of Yates, Tennessee. Weighs in at 215 pounds, and he is waiting for the man that haven't seen yet, but heard about him. 6'9" he's supposed to be, 325 pounds. My goodness, here he comes. Calls himself Master of Pain.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's right. Master of Pain. Because where I've been the last 5 years, you have to know how to handle pain, and I know it better than anybody. I've been in the Atlanta State Penitentiary, and I'm not ashamed to know it. I went up there on a bad rap because 2 punks jumped me in a parking lot,
faces.
and now they're pushing up daisies. And let me tell you, Jerry Lawler, whatever you call yourself, it doesn't matter to me. Like I said, names aren't important where I'm from. But I tell you what, Ricky Morton sent me here, and I'm going to do a job for him. And brother, if you get out alive, you'll be thankful.
Wow.
Master of Pain.
Decent promo for a brand new dude, man. Holy shit. Here we go. A Taker match. Let's go.
He's big, I can tell you that. He looks mean. He's pounding Rodney Napper with a big telephone pole broad arm.
What if he still has these trunks?
Rodney ducks under. That was a good move by Rodney, but this time the Master of Pain grabs him, power slams him down to the mat. Ooh. That big right forearm again.
This is awesome.
Rodney's head.
Al Taker has entered the chat in CWA 89. Maybe he's going to stop him through the ring.
Into the air, drops down with the boot. Rodney Napper. Body slam. The Master of Pain just sits down on it. Right hand. Now, this guy just doing pretty much what he wants to against Rodney Napper. He's got him out height. He's got about a 1.5 foot height advantage on him, and over 100 pounds weight advantage. There's a cover. 1, 2. 3. That's it.
That's a good little showing there
The
by
Master of Pain. Our first look at him here on Championship Wrestling. And he wins in 1 minute 8 seconds as he defeats Rodney Napper. Rodney. Boy, I'm surprised Rodney is able to move after that. Rolling over toward the ring apron now. Referee Jerry Calhoun making sure he gets out of the ring all right. And Rodney heads back for the dressing room after being soundly defeated here, I'm afraid, by the Master of Pain. Hey, we've been promising you all day we got a big battle royal for you, and we've got it coming up right now. We're not going to take a break. We're just going to get this match going and have some action for you. A lot of folks are going to be coming out. As a matter of fact, I don't even know how many exactly are going to be in the match. There's just going to be a whole bunch of them. Let's get them on in here, get the referee back, and let's have some action. In this one, to be eliminated, you can be pinned in the normal way, or you can be thrown over the top rope. So over the top rope, not only is it not illegal in this match, that's one way you can eliminate an opponent. Tracy Smothers in here. Alan Reynolds. Rodney, not Rodney Napper. Rodney just left. I'm sure he's not going to be in this one. Jungle Jim McPherson is in here. Chris Frazier, I see. Mike Masters. There's the exotic Adrian Street with Miss Linda. Brian Lee, Scott Steiner, the Japanese team of Samurai Shogun and P.Y. Chuhai, Beauty and the Beast, Frankie the Thumper Lancaster, the Nighthawk, Keith Eric, Robert Fuller, Bill Dundee, the superstar over there. Yeah.
The roster right now.
What is this? Beauty says, I'm not getting in there. Terrence Garvin has just left. He says there's no way I'm going to get involved in that, and he just turned and walked out of here. All right. Stand by. Here we go. The Battle Royal is underway. All of them going, except Terrence Garvin, the Beauty, who decided he was leaving. He was having nothing to do with all of this. Everybody else battling. I see the Beast and Tracy Smothers going at it. Scott Steiner and Brian Lee have Frankie the Thumper Lancaster over in the corner trying to dump him over the rope. They were unable to do it. Chris Frazier going after the Beast.
Good move for Tracy.
Robert Fuller.
Come on, Tracy.
There's Jeff Jarrett.
Tracy
in
or
there.
Scotty?
Robert Fuller and Phil Hickerson going against Jeff Jarrett. Hadn't seen Jeff up to that point. Got so many of them, it's hard to see who all is involved here. Jeff Jarrett has thrown Robert Fuller over the top rope.
Yeah,
Robert Fuller has just been eliminated. Come on, Fuller, get out of here. You're out. Keith Eric sneaking up behind Jeff Jarrett. McPherson, Jungle Jim grabbed Keith Eric. Jeff Jarrett and Keith Eric going at it. Jungle Jim McPherson holding up Frankie the Thumper Lancaster. Tracy Smothers nailed him. There is the superstar, Bill Dundee. He and looks like Scott Steiner were trying to dump P.Y. Chuhai over the rope. There's Jeff over to help out. Action continues in the Battle Royal. Robert Fuller is gone. If anyone else has been eliminated, I missed it. Someone could have gone over the back of the ring back there. I didn't see. I think Fuller so far is the only one eliminated. We're about 2 minutes into it. Tojo Yamamoto just nailed somebody with that kendo stick. He hit Dundee with a kendo stick, and Hickerson, P.Y. Chuhai pinned him. So Dundee has been eliminated by a pin.
So you got over the top rope or pinfall, and I guess submission too.
Oh, here comes Terrence Garvin back in.
I'm surprised to see Dundee go out so quickly.
Well, Garvin almost went to the wrong place at the wrong time as Tojo turned and saw him and just about got him with a kendo stick. What is Garvin doing? Garvin is not part of this match. He walked out of here, said he was having no part of it, but now he's back at ringside. He was trying to say something to Phil Hickerson. Tojo again.
Yeah, Dave's just watching one angle.
Coming after it with a
what he can see from that table. Jarrett, what is Jarrett in this chair now?
Trying to send Jeff
Jarrett's
back
going full balls Mahoney out here.
Get the chair away from him.
Chairman of CWA.
A whole bunch of them have got somebody down in the mat. I think that's
damn, yeah, this dude's been pinned by like 5 guys.
Yeah, Masters is out on a pin. So Robert Fuller, Bill Dundee, and Mike Masters have all been eliminated at this point. Tojo nails Masters with a kendo stick on his way by. Just saw
I was very surprised Dundee was eliminated so quickly.
So he is out. Chris Frazier went through the rope. I don't know if they're going to let him back in or not. Technically, through the ropes is not elimination, so Frazier may be able to get back in there. Jungle Jim McPherson is out as he was thrown over the top rope by the Beast, Mark Guline. Frazier apparently has been sent out too, so Chris Frazier is eliminated. There went, I think, Alan Reynolds. The Beast just threw over the rope.
I could see Adrian Street.
Yes, Alan Reynolds has been eliminated.
Also, honestly. It's got to be the biggest
We got the Japanese team. Brian Lee, Frankie Lancaster, Tracy Smothers, Keith Eric, Adrian Street, P.Y. Chuhai, Jeff Jarrett, the Beast, and the Nighthawk left in there. Keith Eric has just been thrown over the top rope. He is eliminated.
It's a fun. It seems like a fun. I like the way he moves.
Lancaster holding up Tracy Smothers while one of the Japanese nailed him. Referee counting on Jeff Jarrett. I think Jeff had Phil Hickerson around the throat, and the referee counting a break on him. There goes the Nighthawk. The Nighthawk has just been eliminated from the match. Brian Lee hit on the knee by Tojo's kendo stick. And there goes Jeff Jarrett. Jeff just thrown over the top rope.
Damn.
Meanwhile, Beauty grabs Adrian Street and pulls him over the top rope. Adrian down here on the floor going against Beauty and the Beast. He just
got Tracy and
Beauty,
Scotty in
now
there.
He's leaving, but Adrian has been eliminated as he was pulled over the top rope. Frankie Lancaster is out. Scott Steiner comes flying out of the ring. He's out of it.
Yes.
Tracy Smothers, the Japanese team, Brian Lee, and P.Y. Chuhai are the ones who are left in this battle royal. Remember now, it's every man for himself in there. This is not a team event. Although it often ends up with teams teaming up, and it looks like that's what the Japanese are doing right here, and P.Y. Chuhai. There's a press by Brian Lee. 1, 2. No, he only got a 2 count. I thought he had Hickerson, P.Y. Chuhai out of it. But Brian was able only to get a 2 count. Meanwhile, the Japanese team of Shogun and Samurai really working on Tracy Smothers over here.
Oh, shit, Jack. Good point. The real and fake taker on the same show.
Nails Phil Hickerson. As Brian Lee ducked out of the way, Hickerson hit by the kendo stick by Tojo.
It would have been great if they had faced. I don't know they did.
And Samurai have Tracy Smothers off his feet, and they come over and go to work on Brian Lee.
Come on, Tracy.
Leads. Boy, look at that move. There's a cover. 1, 2, and 3. Brian Lee has been eliminated, so it's the Japanese team. Samurai and Shogun against Tracy Smothers.
I picked the winner, baby. Let's go, Tracy.
We said it's not a team event, but that's the way it's working out right now. Shogun and Samurai teaming against Tracy Smothers. Tracy ducks under. This time they grab him, pick him up, and drop him straight down in the center of the ring. Tracy bounced about a foot off the mat. Now one holds him up. The other.
Oh, yeah! That was a nice elimination, too.
Flipped over the top rope.
There you go, Tracy's got this now.
It is
oh, son of a bitch.
Samurai. Oh, that's it.
This is sweet match.
All right, Tracy out of the ring. So the hand of Samurai raised. They're still battling down here on the floor. Look out, here comes Hickerson. Now we got 3 against 1 here. As Hickerson goes after Tracy, this match is over. Hey, come on, Phil. What are you doing? Table? Come on, the match is over. Tojo, say it. Tojo's telling him to hit him with a...
Oh, damn! DDT through the announce table. Son of a bitch. Look at the bell there.
Come on, let's get him out of here. Tracy slammed down on this desk here
pile drive him on the floor.
And the last time broke it. Now they pile drive him out here on the floor. Hickerson and the Japanese team at Tojo, all of them working on Tracy Smothers. Come on, get him some help out here. Here comes Scott Steiner, Brian Lee, Jeff Jarrett. Well, I'm afraid the damage has been done here as they did a pile driver on Tracy right out here on the floor. Hickerson picked him up. The Japanese team was holding him. Tracy's holding his neck. Be careful, guys. Got him with a pile driver. As it turned into 3 against 1, Hickerson came roaring back in. Yeah, they slammed him on the table, but what they really did, Jeff, is got him with the neck with a pile driver. Eddie's Marlin here. Up and check him out. It's his neck, Eddie. Yeah, be careful. Well, meanwhile, we've got a destroyed studio here. Tracy just holding on. Yeah.
Hey, why don't you just get the camera off of him?
All right. Want to just take a break? Let's do that. Let's just go to a break. Be careful. Take a break. We'll be back.
God, he's screaming. That was fucking sweet. Look at this. Get a replay here going into the break. Man.
Days today. Before we leave, though, we do want you to take a look at the unified world heavyweight champion. Here's the king.
I like to do a fucking music video, don't they, with some copyrighted music. Yeah, we're not going to be able to watch that. That's going to end the show, too, so hold on.
The King. Well, I tell you, today, what a day we had. Tracy Smothers, by the way, they're attending to right now. Looks like he has hurt his neck, and I would suspect he's going to be out for a while. How long, we don't know. Also, you saw Jungle Jim McPherson for the first time today. Be looking for him around the territory. I think you'll be seeing some good things from Jungle Jim as time goes by. We are just about out of time right here today. Lance Russell has been on vacation. He will be joining us again next week for more of Championship Wrestling.
Hopefully Lance will be back next week.
For it when he gets back here. Until then, this is Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
This was 2 fun episodes.
The announcers on this program are selected
in the
and paid
bag
by
here for
other than this
WrestlePlunge.
station, namely the promoters of Championship
Everyone, thank you all
Wrestling.
so much for coming through. Again, tomorrow at 3:45 Eastern. New video. Oh yeah, this will be what starts us next week, which will be February 18th of '89. But yeah, tomorrow new video drops, and then yeah, keep your eyes on everything because you never know when I may go live or when a video may happen. So yeah, thanks guys. Have a good week. Have a good the rest of your Sunday evening, and I appreciate it. Take it easy.